Now today we will go to that of the, you can say, left ventricle of the brain. Left ventricle of the heart. Now the left ventricle of the heart, it is almost all more bigger or than the right ventricle, and it is also more longer than the right ventricle. Now this left ventricle, it is almost all conical in shape, in its transverse section. The right ventricle is triangular, while the left ventricle is circular. This circularity is because of more bulging of the water that of the interventricular septum towards right side. So it is right convexity is present. Because of this fact, the right ventricle is almost all triangular or conical, while the left ventricle is almost all circular in its transverse section. The, you can say, left ventricle, which is more longer and more depth than the what? Right ventricle. The left ventricle, it is bigger than the what? Right ventricle. The left ventricle, it starts from the outflowing orifice of the left atrium to the apex of heart. This, you can say, left ventricle, which is, it is a oxygenation collecting chamber. Oxygenation or oxygenated collecting chamber of the heart. This left ventricle, which is, it is almost all 3 times thicker than the right ventricle. This thickening is because of the dense packing of the water, that of the trabecular carne in the left ventricle, whereas trabecular carne in the what? Right ventricle, dense packing is not that much. They are, less densely, loosely arranged. That is why the wall of left ventricle is 3 times thicker than the right ventricle. The left ventricle, it forms majorly the apex of the heart. It forms the diaphragmatic surface, of the heart. It forms the 1/3 of 2/3 of the ventricular surface of sternocostal surface of the heart. It also forms the left ventricular surface of the heart. So this left ventricle, which forms all this, it is present just below and the left and behind the whole extent of the heart in general, its direction. So the left ventricle is directing downwards towards left and a little behind. So it's the direction of the water, that of the, you can say, left ventricle. Now this left ventricle starts from the ending of the right atrium, left atrium, up to the apex of the heart. Now this left ventricle anteriorly related to the right ventricle, which is separating from interventricular septum. Then, apart from this overlapping of mediastinal surface of left lung, mediastinal pleura, then costo-mediastinal rhesus of left lung. Then it is also related to third to seventh ribs, successive intercostal spaces, content of the intercostal space such as intercostal nerves, intercostal arteries, that is anterior intercostal arteries, anterior intercostal veins, anterior intercostal group of lymph vessels, then external intercostal muscles, internal intercostal muscles, innermost intercostal muscles, then internal thoracic artery, internal thoracic veins, internal thoracic group of lymph vessels, and intercostal nerves. Now all these are in front. Apart from that, a gland called as the thymus, partially, and anteriorly it is completely covered by fibrous pericardium, serous pericardium, two portions of it, parietal and the visible. So this is what related to left ventricle in front. Apart from this, content of the water, that of the anterior mediastinum. So these all things are anterior. Now inferiorly, the left ventricle, it is completely related to. It is completely related to. Now this anteriorly, it is directing forward and towards left, direction of this portion of the left ventricle. Now inferiorly, the left ventricle, it is directing downwards and backwards. Now this part of the water, left ventricle, which is directing backwards, left and downwards, which will be going to form the water, that of the diaphragmatic surface of the heart, which will be forming the diaphragmatic surface of the heart. It is related to left dome of the water, that of the diaphragm, and the water, that of the central tendon of the diaphragm, that which is separating from the fundus part of the stomach, and the diaphragmatic surface of spleen. So this is inferiorly, the left ventricle is related. Now because of this fact, if any gas formation in the stomach is there, that too after sleeping, after having a heavy load of food, after attending the late night parties, if gas is formed, the fundus is going to push up, whereas he is lying, and there will be a pressure from below upward to the water, that of the, you can say, left ventricle, which is mainly forming the diaphragmatic surface of the heart. So there will be a water, some of the raised BP or otherwise collapse or otherwise cold sweat with increasing rate of heart. So which will be mimicking like a myocardial infarction. So this is the thing where it will be mimicking like, but it is not exactly the myocardial infarction, cause being here, because he had attended the late night party, which has been formed here, the gas. Then sometimes there is the enlargement of spleen, so that may be another. So this is what inferior. Now the left ventricle, left laterally, so left laterally, the water, that of the, where you can say left ventricle, it is related to mediastinal surface of left lung, mediastinal pleura of the water left, of the left lung, that which covers. Then carries the water that of the, you can say, deoxygenated blood to the water left lung for the pulmonary circulation. Then the water pulmonary veins, which carries the water oxygenated blood after completion of the water that of the pulmonary circulation from the left lung. Then E parietes, that which covers the artery and the water that of the veins. Then the beginning of parietal pleura, visceral pleura, at the water that of the root lung, at the root of left lung. Then you have got about left principal bronchus and bronchial arterium, left bronchial artery, left bronchial veins. Then her parietes. It is the water that of the, you can say, pleura that which covers the water that of the left principal bronchus at the root of the lung. Then you will be having sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve filaments form around and about the water that of the pulmonary vessels. Those are called the pulmonary nerve supply, sympathetic, parasympathetic, and sympathetic and the water parasympathetic nerve filaments which will be there entirely through the water that of the left principal bronchus. So that will be the water nerve supply for the water that of the, you can say, nerve supply for the bronchus, that to water left. So these things are there. Apart from that, pulmonary group of lymph nodes, then bronchial group of lymph nodes and the lymph vessels respectively. Then you have got the areolar tissues, little amount of the water that of the fat, little amount of the fat. So these things will be there left laterally. Then you have got the water that of the, you can say, left vagus in front of the, behind the root of left lung, and then left phrenic nerve, in front of the water that of the root of the left lung. Root of left lung. So this will be the left lateral relation. Left lateral relation. Now these are all structures are separating from the left ventricle via the water that of the fibrous pericardium, serous pericardium, and two parts of the water that of the serous pericardium, parietal and the visceral. So this is the relation of left ventricle. So when you will be talking a relation of the left ventricle, you have to talk anteriorly, you have to talk inferiorly, and you have to talk left lateral. Now after having had this, now you have to go to the water that is said to be as internal ventricle is separating from the right by means of the interventricular septum. Now this interventricular septum, it is the one which will be fused with anterior interventricular groove, posterior interventricular groove as they approaches inside. Now this interventricular septum, on right side it is convex, on the right side it is convex, on the left side it is concave. So that is because of this, the cavity of the water, that of the, you can say, right ventricle is triangular, and while the cavity of the left ventricle is almost all circular. Almost all circular. Now, with having all this, now you have to go to the water, that of the, you can say, what you will be going to see, all the things in the left ventricle. The left ventricle, as the right ventricle, shows two orifices. One is inflowing orifice. Inflowing orifice of the water, that of the left ventricle, it is nothing but the outflowing orifice of the left atrium. So whatever the blood which has been stored in the water left atrium, at the time of the water ventricular contraction and the atrial diastole, that is flowing, that is ready to flow when atrial contraction, that is the left atrium, atrial contraction, and the left ventricular diastole occurs. So blood will be moving here, which is oxygenated. So this is what the left atrioventricular orifice. Now the left atrioventricular orifice, it is almost all round and it is directing downwards and towards left. It is little directing backwards. Now this you can say inflowing orifice, which you can allow your 2 to 3 finger pulps. Now the rim of this left atrioventricular orifice, it is completely guided by the fibrous, non-elastic structure, and this you can say left atrioventricular orifice, it is also called as bicuspid orifice or mitral orifice, because you have got the two cusps. One is said to be as an anterior cusp, another is the posterior cusp. So this is the anterior cusp, this will be the word posterior cusp or what. Now when you cut this, it will be appearing like this. It will be appearing like this. So this will be the water, that of the, you can say, half of the anterior cusp or a wall. This will be the water, that of the posterior cusp or a wall, and this will be the water remaining anterior cusp of the wall, which is half. Now here also you have got this is the atrial surface, this is the ventricular surface of the cusps of the wall for all two, anterior and posterior. Now at the time of the water, that of the, you can say, atrial contraction, the atrial surfaces are concave, while at the same time ventricular surface of the water cusps, anterior and posterior, they are convex. pressure in gradient. Now this will be the thing here. Now so what happens? Arterial diastole will be there, so blood will be there. So now you will be going to get the water. Slowly the ventricular contraction begins. Ventricular, so atrial contraction, ventricular diastole. When the atrial contraction is there, at that moment, atrial diastole, ventricular contraction. Now these things, this is what the atrial surface at the time of anterior cusp, posterior cusp, which are there convex at the time of atrial contraction, becomes as a what? Concave, because of the pressure in gradient. Pressure increases and it will be ready to flow here. But now the thing will be going to change. What is that is said to be as ventricular contraction begins, atrial diastole occurs. So at that moment, this you can say which are concave, they will be becoming as a what? Atrial surface becomes as a what? Convex, and ventricular surface becomes concave. So this is because of the water raised intraventricular pressure at the water ventricular contraction and the atrial diastole. Atrial diastole. So this is what how it occurs. Now from the water that of the ventricular surface of the water that of the anterior cusp, which is half, and the water adjoining point of the water that of the, you can say, anterior cusps and the posterior cusps of the ventricular surface, and the water that of the, you can say, ventricular surface of the water that of the posterior cusp, and the adjoining point of remaining half of the water that of the anterior cusps and the posterior cusps, and the remaining half of the water ventricular surface of the water that of the anterior cusps. White non-elastic thread-like structures passes. Now those are said to be as chordae tendinase. These chordae tendinase are less in compared to the water that of the, you can say, internal of the water that of the right ventricle, because here two cusps are there, one is anterior and another is the posterior, but whereas in the right you have got three, anterior, septal and the what? Posterior. So that is the main fact. Now these chordae tendinase, they go and merge in that of the, you can say, trabecular kernel. Now this is the water trabecular kernel. Trabecular kernel. Now these trabecular kernel are the irregular scattered meshwork of muscles of the what? Cardiac, which has got a specialized type than the what? Other plain muscles which are available in the organ. Their appearance is almost all ladder type, like this. But before getting joining to the water that of the trabecular kernel by this chordae tendinase, it forms papillary muscles. Now these papillary muscles are very less in the what? Left ventricle, as because less trabecular kernel. This is due to less of the water that of the chordae tendinase. Now these less chordae tendinase, because of the water there are only two cusps or the two walls in the water that of the left ventricle. Now these papillary muscles, they are there, anterior, posterior, a little bit bigger, stronger, which contains the plain variety and the what Purkin's tissues. Now, if you compare these papillary muscles, they are fusiform, but these papillary muscles are more in the water that of the right ventricle because more chordae tendineae. Chordae tendineae there they are more because there are the what three cusps. One is anterior, posterior, and the medial or the septal. So that is what the thing. Now the trabeculae carneae, dense packing is there of about the water 3 times than the water that of the right ventricle. Because of that, the right ventricle wall, so wall of the right ventricle, wall of the left ventricle 3 times thicker than the water that of the wall of the right ventricle. This which makes the water that of the, you can say, force for the water that of the left ventricle to, at the time of ventricular contraction, which has been collected, the blood has to pump out through the water outflowing orifice of the water that of the left ventricle via aortic orifice. And through that blood, what it will be founaining from the left ventricle via the aortic orifice, it can reach to the water systemic circulation, which will be reaching to the water cells which are there at the far distance with the force. So that is the main purpose for this dense packing of the trabeculae carneae in the left ventricle. So this is the thing. Now once left atrium which has been collected, the oxygenated, it is ready to pour into the water that of the blood which has been collected, oxygenated from the water that of the, you can say, pulmonary circulation got over, and it is ready to flow into the water that of the left ventricle from the left atrium via this left atrioventricular orifice. Now blood is completely full, threshold is becoming full in the water left ventricle. Now there will be a water left atrial contraction is finished, loses, that is the fourth thing of the water that of the cardiac cycle. Now ventricular contraction starts, atrial diastole begins. At that moment, whatever the, you can say, collected blood in the what oxygenated in the left ventricle, ready to fountain through and through the aortic orifice. Of the water left ventricle, which is said to be as an outflowing orifice of left ventricle. Now this outflowing orifice of the water left ventricle, which is said to be as an aortic orifice, at its external part, it shows the water some dilatations. Now these dilatations are because of three cusps, one anterior, two posterior. Now aortic orifice has got the one anterior cusp and the two posterior cusps. Now where these dilatations joins to the water that of the anterior cusp, joins to the what posterior left, and anterior joins to the what posterior right. From there the union, there will be a what one small ingone part called as a what. Now this is the anterior cusp. What is said to be as a cusp for this? So this will be the anterior, and these are the what two posterior. Now where anterior cusp which is present in the what aortic orifice, if it will be joining to the what left posterior cusp, and the what that of the you can say anterior cusp joins to the what right posterior cusp, from this, these are called as the what sinuses. Sinuses. These are the aortic sinus. So from these sinuses, you will be going to get the what two arteries or veins. One is a right coronary artery and the what from the left coronary artery. So there are the three cusps, one anterior, two posterior, right and left. Now this you can say aortic orifice, which is the outflowing orifice of the water, that of the left ventricle. It is completely covered by the arterial tube of the visceral part of that of the serous pericardium in particular, and then in general the fibrous pericardium, which is round, having a diameter of 2.5 centimeter, which is directing upwards, backwards and towards left. Upwards, backwards, towards, upwards, backwards, little towards left but more towards right, more towards right. So this will be the thing. Now this aortic orifice gives the way for oxygenated blood to reach to the water, that of the systemic circulation from the left ventricle. So this is what is said to be as in total the left ventricle and its center. Now we have to go to the water. What is said to be as blood supply? Blood supply for the water, that of the left ventricle. It is the left coronary artery, partially, and it is also supplied by the water, that of the you can say left coronary artery via or through the anterior interventricular artery and the water, that of the posterior interventricular artery, which are the branches of right and the left coronary arteries. These anterior interventricular artery and the posterior interventricular arteries, as they run into the what anterior and the posterior interventricular groove, they send some many branches and then supplies to the water, that of the entire left ventricle and their muscles. As we are thinking about the water, that of the where you can say left ventricle, it is completely supplied by the what posterior interventricular artery. which is a branch of that of the, you can say, right coronary artery, and it supplies to the what apex after joining to the what anterior interventricular artery, which is present in the anterior interventricular groove. It supplies to the water that is the diaphragmatic surface of the heart, and then it also supplies to the water 1/3 of the water, 2/3 of the ventricular surface of the sternocostal surface of the heart, and the left ventricular surface of the heart. It supplies this. Now, what is the venous drainage? Venous drainage of the heart is by venous drainage. Blood supply is over. But majorly by this. Venous drainage of the heart is by the water that of the coronary arteries, coronary veins. Now these coronary veins, they are called as the cardiac veins or coronary veins, which will be ultimately get open into the what coronary sinus and vena cauda minima, which will be going to get open into the water that of the foramen venarum minimorum, and this is the coronary sinus orifice into the right atrium of the heart. Lymphatic drainage. Cardiac group of lymph vessels and the lymph nodes, superficial and deep, they will be going to get open into the water thoracic duct. That thoracic duct opens into the water that of the, where you can say, union between the internal jugular vein of left and left subclavian, where they unite. There that thoracic duct opens, and from there the water left brachiocephalic vein. From the brachiocephalic vein, after uniting with the water that of the, you can say, right brachiocephalic, it goes into the superior vena cava and then into the what right atrium of the heart. So lymph is mixing with the carbon dioxide blood. Okay. Now coming to the nerve supply. Nerve supply of the water that of the, where you can say, left ventricle, it is by the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. Sympathetic is by the water that of the bodily segmented part, that is by the what intercostal nerves, that to thoracic between T5 to T8 in bending and in recommend, in bending or in the recommend and in erect position. Thoracic vertebrae 6 to thoracic vertebrae 9th. Parasympathetic will be right and the left vagus. They join to the what pre and the post ganglionic fibers, giving rise to the what grey and the white rami communicants. From these grey and the white rami communicants, cardiac fluxes will be going to form, which are superficial and deep. So the conducting system of the heart, that is what SN node and AV node carried out. Now histology of the water, that of the, you can say, heart. Histology of the what left ventricle, it has got the water that of the papillary muscles, in which Purkin's tissue is there. Then trabecular carne, you will be having a specialized type of cardiac muscles, which will be appearing like a water that of the ladders. Either the water that of the papillary muscles or the water that of the, or you can say, cardiac muscles in total, which are there in the trabecular carne and in the water that of the papillary muscles, where that Purkin's tissues are there. Blood supply will be there, venous drainage is there, lymphatic drainage is there, nerve supply is there. Because of that, the whole contraction and as well as the water circulation sets in. That is the neurovascular activities. So, papillary muscles, that is what the histology. There Purkin's tissue and here cardiac muscles. After having had this, what is the development? Embryology. Embryology of heart, especially left ventricle. It is developed from the water that of the septum primum and the septum secundum, from the water cardiogenic origin, which is there at the water pericardio-pleural cavity in between the two lateral plate of the mesoderm. After having that U-shaped tube which has been turned, right arm has gone into the water behind and the left arm of the U comes in front. So this left ventricle develops. So left ventricle develops from the right arm of the U tube, from the septum primum and the septum secundum, from the pericardio-pleural cavity, from the cardiogenic origin which is present in between the two lateral plate of the mesoderm. So this is what the development. Then what is the applied anatomy? Sometimes there will be the what hypertrophy of left ventricle will be there. Left ventricle will be there. How you have got the right ventricular hypertrophy, but more usually the left ventricular hypertrophy is more common. The increasing in the size, as well as the increasing in the water that of the cavity of the left ventricle, especially in case of cor pulmonare and all other things. This is the one. Second, there may be the water defect in the water that of the formation of the water interventricular septum, that is a septum defect. And sometimes there will be a defect in the water that of the formation of the walls. Formation of the walls. Valvular defects. Valvular defect of the water in connection with the left mitral defect, left atrioventricular wall defect or bicuspid wall defect at the development. So that also is there. So those are said to be as a water, one of the ingredient of the water that of the Fowler's tetralogy. So that is what. Then for the water that of the this outflowing orifice of the water that of inflowing orifice of the water that of the, where you can say left ventricle, which is said to be as a bicuspid, left atrioventricular or mitral. The name is because of it will be bicuspid walls, they look like a turban of the bishop. Turban of the bishop. You see, this is what? The anterior wall. Now this is the posterior wall. I mean to say like this. This is the anterior wall, this is the posterior wall. It looks like a turban of the bishop. So when it will be coming like this. So it will be appearing. This is the anterior wall, this is the posterior wall. It is the turban of the bishop. So it has been named as a mitral. It has been named as a mitral. Mitral refers as a, looks like a turban of the bishop. So by this you can understand when the name has been given bicuspid or right atrioventricular orifice as a mitral, it has been given in the medieval period. Because in the medieval period the whole medical field is under the domain of the priests, the one who is looking after the church. By putting that name to this bicuspid, they will be going to, all medical fraternity will be going to please the emperor. So medical field will be getting the reward. So this may be the one of the factors. So with this left ventricle